Sterven!
Remember to subscribe and like the video, you heathens. Spoilers ahead. Alright, so this is my review for the released German TV series of Tribes of Europa. I've been trying to get the pronunciation right of this, so if you excuse me, because it's obviously wrong. Europa, I think it's called. But anyways, this was released today. It's a 6 German series, episode series. This is season 1. I don't know if they're going to do season 2. I hope to God they do. But it's a science fiction drama, and it's the creators of Dark. I haven't seen the show other than a half of one episode, and I just kind of went on to other things. I didn't know if it was bad or good. I hear good reviews about it. But the plot of this is in the future, in 2070, 3 siblings set out to change the fate of Europe after a global catastrophe fractures it into countless microstates, fighting for dominance. And they touch upon some of the like 4 or 5 different ones, but the main ones that evolve around this is what the kids are, and the father is a Amish-like tribe. They live in the forest, and they are for 100% peace, and they are not a fan of technology, even though they kind of condescending themselves, kind of like the Amish do in real life, with actually using modern technology and modern items. But anyways, and they're called Ordinarians. Weird name. And a spaceship crashes, and it has a guy from another tribe, one that's the most mysterious, that's more ahead of its time when it comes to technology. And there's just tons of stories about them and stuff. And so the guy crashes there, the pilot, and the Ordinarians, the kids, pick him up, take him to their camp, and one of the kids finds a cube. So we find out that this other tribe that is the most warmongering, brutal, violent, and just cult-like is called the Crows. And the way to describe them is between Vikings and samurais and ninjas. I guess you could say ninjas and samurais a little bit same, even though, you know, they were a little bit different. From their rules to their, well, actually more like laws, to their appearance and everything. And honestly, I gotta say, they are, out of all of them, are the most badass looking and badass ones. Also, I hate them, but I also actually really like them. And I hate them because they're actually, out of all of them, they're heavily in slavery. And you'll see how brutal they get with the slaveries, how they treat them, and how they go into the mines and gas and stuff. And you'll see, when you watch this, you'll see how that is. And people have actually said, mentioned when I was looking at on Google, they said that this was one of the most very brutal tribal war TV series. They have a lot of scenes in here that are drama based. But there's definitely a lot of killing and not a whole lot of war. But there's definitely, it's the most brutal ones obviously are the Crows. Just very brutal, and all the kills from all over the other tribes and the people are just very brutal. The graphics are really good. The mystery is really good. Now another Let me see if I can find them. There's and I'm trying to figure out where I heard this before. Crimson Republic. If anyone knows exactly if that's a real thing or what, I don't know, because it just sounds so familiar to me. But they're a tribe, and they're also pretty much the version of the UN of that time, because they're all militarized, and have a camo and guns, and the jeeps and the military U.S. military Humvees, and they pretty much protect all the tribes and from other tribes, and like there are definitely war zones like in Sudan, and then you got the Crows, and their biggest foe is the Crows, because they're the main villains in this, and it's just a big empire type of thing. And it's just like really fascinating, really cool, the depth of the Crows, of how they become Crows, and their world and all that stuff. Now, for the most part, the dubbing this is dubbing, obviously, and like Dark, there was dubbing as what I saw. So the type of dubbing that was in Dark is type of this, where it was definitely on point for the most part. It wasn't really over the top bad. I thought it was, for me personally, very enjoyable. Now, as that being said, there's a character that makes it hard to dub because his mannerism, his movements, and he's just kind of a kooky guy. I think the actor who plays him is in Dark as the dad. But he's just really kind of a cheesy character in here, and he kind of bothered me in the beginning, but I do definitely start to like him, even though he's still kind of cheesy towards the end. But I think him and the kid have a very good connection, and through the characters. But I think my favorite character, we'll see if he continues to be my favorite character, because how it ended in the second season, if they have one, I'm sure they're going to have one, is Kino. Kind of like Keanu Reeves. But his name is Kino, and, he's the older brother. And I also thought I was going to go and like the sister. But I feel like the story more revolved around the brothers, between Kino and the kid. Very entertaining story. I was sucked in immediately on the first episode. About halfway through, immediately sucked in. There was no point in there that made me want to, stop. There was no boredom for me. Definitely a very bloody, violent, and very dramatic story to it. It was very, very good. I do wish they had more episodes than 6. I wish they had 10 or at least 9. I don't know why they did 6, but yeah, I mean, before this, so I don't keep going on and on, because there's a lot to this, and I suggest you see it. Here is what my rating is. I absolutely love this. This is kind of geared towards European teens and adults, but to Americans this would be more just towards teens, but kind of like that wasn't the Fate saga, that was towards teens, and that was more American, I think. And I think it had Britishness to it. I don't know if it was shot in Europe, or if it was, and then Netflix bought it. So on either of these, whether the Fate Saga or this one, I'm more assuming that this is a British one that they're partnering up with Netflix. So it says it's a Netflix original, but that could mean anything. But anyways, I've been going on long enough. I think you should see this show. I think you really would like it. I think it's very, very entertaining, and it's very brutal compared to what I've heard about Dark. So please like and subscribe. If you have not done that, please do. It really helps me out. And yeah, I will be checking out something else. I don't know what, but today is Friday, so you know how that could either be on the weekend. Anyways, gone long enough. I love you all, and please stay safe and skål.